So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start off in the kitchen because that's where like my stuff is. So I have an African violet here. As you guys can see, this is like the fertilizer, but I personally think it's done, especially once I left it for 2 weeks. I gave it a good watering too, and it was fun while it lasted, but I think it's done. I might get a new one to probably start over, but as of now, like the leaves are pretty like dead. Birds of Paradise is looking really well at this spot. I don't think it needs a little bit of water because it's still a little bit heavy. But the new leaf that was struggling to, not struggling, but it was popping out, finally came in. These are doing well, so I'm very happy about that. And then up here, I have my snake plant. I'll probably water it soon, but I don't really need to give it a good watering yet. It's like up here on the top of my fridge to give it the good ample light, which is a good light. These are all west facing windows, and don't mind me, obviously you could tell it's winter because it's snowing. I have my Hoya Crimson Queen. I don't think it needs any watering either. It still seems a little heavy. And this is something that I've been trying to get it to grow. It got burned, so majority of the leaves here got burned out. Maybe I'll give it a little, I gave it a good soak before I left, but it's not too bad. I think I give it an extra week. ZZ plant's fine. Like, I never left it, and I take care of it all the time, even though I don't. So on my coffee table, I have my Dracaena. I also gave it a good watering, and I'm feeling the top of the soil is still super moist. This is my chicken and hen succulent. I think it's fine for another week. Again, I water this, my ZZ plant, and also my ZZ plants, and also my snake plants around the same time. So it's still like plump. I usually just water them when I can, and it's still plump and it still looks great, so I would just leave it alone. Here is my Christmas succulent that I got from I guess as a gift. They said water it after the Christmas, so maybe I'll water it around the same time they all water it. And it's still alive too, so, and it's just been sitting here the whole time, and I have my windows open during the time. This is my pothos. It usually hangs up here with a shower rod, but it fell, so I'm not going to put it up just yet, especially after I just watered. But it's been 2 weeks, so I think I'm gonna put it up. It looks perfectly fine. Agave plant, I think the agave plant looks fine. It's just, it's still like wet, like I never left, yo. Still wet. Spider plant, still wet and moist. This is my philodendron, heartleaf philodendron. Nothing's curling, so obviously don't need to water that yet, so let's put that back. My peperonia, please don't mind the stems. This all broke off because I moved it away from the window. Once I put it back towards its regular spot, it wound up working fine. Let's have some new leaves growing here and here. My Monstera propagation, it's rooting. It still looks pretty good, so I'm gonna probably refill the water up on that one because there's so much roots. My pearls and joy, it's starting to droop a little bit, but not too bad. It's starting to drip a little bit, but not too bad, so I'm gonna just probably wait a little bit. Neon pothos is starting to droop, so definitely gonna need to get that a little bit of watering. Same thing with my Scindapsus pictus. It's curling, so we're definitely gonna have to water you, give you a nice little drink. ZZ plants, fine, like I never left it. Other birds of paradise, I think this is fine too. It is a little, let me see. My other birds of paradise is pretty good. I gave it a nice watering too before I left, so I tried to. Here I have my Monstera. The new leaves it is drooping, so I do need to give it a nice little fresh watering. It is like in the middle of my apartment, but it's fine. I do need to root it, so I'm not rooted. Do a moss pole, but that's kind of just something that I've been holding off on. Don't mind my bed, please. It's very comfortable. Peace lily, oh my god, Guys, back at home, the one thing I know about peace lilies and older ladies is that older ladies can get their peace lilies to flower. They don't even have to be a plant mom, but they always get their stuff to flower. Meanwhile, mine is just struggling. I have to prune this because it's turning yellow. I feel like this side is always it's pruning, so I feel like it's not either getting enough light or it's getting too much light. I think I have to gauge when this. My Dracaena is also fine. We're gonna try and do, it's not, well, it is curling, so maybe it needs a little drink. Okay, this is the only palm tree I'm able to keep alive. So if you guys have any tips as to how I'm keeping this palm tree alive, I had another palm tree and it died, so I don't know how I kept this alive. I kept it back away from the sun. It's like obviously a couple feet back away from the window, and it's still growing full. It's still growing lively, especially during my apartment gets very dry during the winter, and it's still thriving. So it's okay. So my alocasia, I knew this leaf was dying for my alocasia regal shield. These are new leaves that are coming in. I do need to kind of figure out what I want to do with this one, if I want to really take care of it or not. It's really like my choice, so we'll see. My bamboos are looking good in their little bamboo vase altar thingamajigger with the, you know, yeah, bamboo's looking great. Lights, don't worry about those. Or this is like a squid plant. I don't know the name. I got it for my birthday. A Cecilia violacea. This was one of those cases where, you know, where you find the right spot, like you put it in one spot and it starts dying, but then you put it in the right spot and it starts thriving. This is one of those cases. So you can see kind of the dead plants that are still here. I just didn't feel like picking them off, so they'll fall off when they can, but all this new growth kind of puts in. To know when you need watering is when it curls kind of like this, so it's not too bad, but I do need to water it again within probably the next week. But there's still some new growth coming in. Oh my god, look at the dog. Don't worry about the dog. The spider plant is looking lively, so I'm not even gonna mess with it. In here, my philodendron is growing in a new leaf. Oh my god, there's a person growing in a new leaf. My philodendron, I think this is the orange prince or something else, something with the rojo. I think it's more rojo. But it's growing in a new leaf, so, and I think I might need to water it because the leaves are kind of curling in, so I do need to water it soon. She said it's like the roping leaf. I had to take one part of it out, but I think it is starting, it's not rooting yet, but we'll get it through. We'll see what happens. It takes time, especially it's the winter, so obviously this isn't a good time for propagating. Boom. Okay, sorry, I just hit you. This one's pretty good. This is my baby monstera that I had for a while now. It's pretty good. It might need a little drink. Rubber plant's looking strong. It might need a little drink because the leaves are kind of going like this, so it might need a little drink. And yeah, it looks so messy. I'm sorry, guys. Shamrock plants are growing in new, so they have these older plants, but also they're growing in new, so I just leave it here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They do need a little water because they do feel dry, especially that lone one right there needs a little bit of watering. My monstera at a Sinai is also growing well. It's now like growing this way, which is so great. Another good case of once you move it, it starts thriving. I'm trying to root. Oh, it is rooting. Oh my god. Hold on, let's see if can y'all see it? I don't know if y'all can see it, but is it rooting? Okay, it ain't rooting yet, but I am putting in the spores, so it should be rooting where that spore is, right there, if y'all can see it. So I'm gonna still leave it in here to see what's going on. But this is like the pink leaf philodendron. Brazil's looking good too. I did notice that this was broken, or it's fine, but looks fine. Also, nothing's really curling that much in the philodendron Brazil, so still thriving. My dragon tree is looking okay. I think it looks fine. I might have to water him again also when everyone else needs watering, so I think it'll be good. My Maranta definitely needs a watering. This is the first thing I need to water is my Maranta. This is kind of dark, but this is my other Dracaena, and of course it is lively. And the root, I'm feeling on the root, and the root is also good to go.